Hey, now there is a test of a weird thing happening when you're live. That was a recorded video that we did a couple weeks ago, and it went live before I could catch it. So I was experimenting with my Facebook Live stuff, and it went live. What do you know? Didn't change things out, didn't get very prepared for today, except that I know there are a few things we want to talk about. So I'm going to put my little glasses on here. Glad you could join us. Today is September the 7th. Hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. Today we're going to talk about a couple of things. We're going to talk about home care marketing if you're a franchise owner, and some of the differences in what people are doing when they're independent home care agency owners versus franchise owners. And we're going to talk about a new place on the internet that I found the other day that I thought's pretty applicable to local senior service businesses. Now, it's not as applicable to me because we're nationwide, but it might be something that you should definitely check into. So we're going to talk about Alignable in just a second, and it's free. It's sort of like LinkedIn, but it's super, super local. So we're going to look at that. And I want to look at and give you some information about some of the videos that we've been creating for our clients. We've just been doing a little experimenting. I've talked about that for the last few weeks. And I'm going to show you one of those videos, and I'm going to try to play it for you. It's just 1 minute and 30 seconds, or probably even less than that. So it won't take very long. But I wanted you to get a sense of what that kind of, how easy it is to make those videos. You don't have to be in video production to make a very simple short video. It just takes a little bit of knowledge as to what programs to use and where to find them and how much they cost. And you too can make videos. You don't have to pay big bucks for them. So first of all, let's take a look at Alignable, because we have that. I have that up on the screen. Let me see if I can share my screen with you without it looking crazy. Okay, let's see what happens on our screen here if you can see Alignable. I'm just giving myself a second to get caught up. All right, there it is. Awesome. Okay, so Alignable is obviously at alignable.com. You can sign up. I was invited by someone else. But the difference here is, and this was created by a couple of guys who understood the whole LinkedIn concept. Of course, LinkedIn is still a huge professional networking place, and you should be using it. Alignable hasn't caught on as obviously as much as LinkedIn has, but this one is really more about getting you to connect with people in your local area. LinkedIn's a little tricky. You can connect with people all over the world on LinkedIn, but you really only care if you're a local business and you're a home care agency. You really only care about the folks that are local to you, which means that you have to go to groups. You need to connect with people in your local area, but you also need to go to groups, and you need to connect with a lot of different groups that are local to you, like meetups and chambers and things like that. And that's not hard. It's just a lot to keep track of and a lot to learn. So I went on Alignable and I uploaded some of my contacts. Some of you may have received an invitation to join Alignable from me in the last 24 hours. And this is what I see when I log in. I did fill out my profile. So if you are going to use something like this, whether you get really serious about it or not, it's always important. And I'm logged in as me, so you're seeing all my stuff. You definitely want to make sure that you fill your profile out, put your pictures up there and all that stuff. So when you guys look at it, I'm going to click on consumer profile. This is what you would see about me. Our upcoming events, which is every Wednesday at 3 p.m. We're live. And of course, we sometimes play weird pre-recorded videos. Then, some of my recent posts, this is from Facebook. And we, of course, filled everything out. So it says living local in St. Charles. Now, I am in a suburb of St. Louis, Missouri. I'm in St. Charles, Missouri. We are about 30 miles west of the city of St. Louis. And so it is talking to me about the city that I live in, which is St. Charles, my zip code. and it wants me to connect with a lot of folks in the St. Charles area, which is okay. But I don't do business with tons of people in my local area because we are a nationwide business. But you might want to be doing business or getting to know the folks in your local area. So I just set this up last night and already have quite a few connections and sent out some invitations, some of my LinkedIn contacts, and have had a lot of messages and things like that. So this might be something that you want to look at. It's Alignable, it's free, and as long as you fill out your profile and put all your things in there, you can really start connecting with some other local business owners. I would recommend giving it a try. Small business owners have aging parents and they may need your help just like anybody else. So this is a good one to try. Of course, Facebook is my top recommendation, and that's for your community outreach. And LinkedIn would be your professional to professional outreach. But I just thought I would introduce you to Alignable if you haven't already been on there. Some of you may already know about it. It's a really good way to connect on a super local level. So that's my spiel on Alignable. The next thing we're going to talk about, let's go to some video stuff. Now I am going to turn on the audio for my desktop so you can hopefully hear this video. We have done a few videos as an experiment for some of our clients, and I wanted to play you one because I think people have the impression that it's really hard to make a video. This was not hard at all. So let me turn on the desktop audio. Because I think people have the impression that it's really hard to make a video. I want you to hear this video. This was not hard at all. So let me turn on the desktop audio. I'm going to play this video have the impression that it's really hard to make a video. This was not hard at all. So let me turn on the desktop audio. People have the impression that it's really hard to make a video. This was not hard at all. So let me turn on the desktop audio. People have the impression that it's really hard to make a video. This was not hard at all. So let me turn on the desktop audio. People have the impression that it's really hard to make a video. This was not hard at all. So let me turn on the desktop Well, there's a lesson. You can't really play a video on Facebook for everybody over OBS. Anyway, if you go to Synergy Home Care West Denver on Facebook, if you go to their page, or Synergy Home Care of Billings, either one, you'll see some videos like this. And what you'll see is that we put these videos together and we posted them on their Facebook pages. And I'm going to show you where we went to make these videos. So hold on one second here and I will show you that. This is Animoto.com. And Animoto.com, you can make videos by just, here I'm going to click on my videos here so you can see all the ones we've made. We've made lots of videos, and if you look at, for instance, this one, let's see if it'll make it big. There it is. Okay, I'm going to hit pause here. We made this one for the South Florida Facebook page. all we're doing is going to their interface and adding in some logos, some photos, and they have a selection of music that you can choose from. And all we're doing there is just going in and adding that all together and coming up with a nice little video with a very specific call to action at the end. And that specific call to action is that we want people to call or go to their website, but most often they want to call and talk to us about their senior care issues. So this is a really easy interface. It will let you download the videos in HD. So what we do is we download them once we create them. You get to preview them, and then we download them in HD, an MP4 file, and then we can upload them to Facebook. We can upload them to YouTube and anywhere else we want to use them. So this is a really handy way to do some videos. Now, we've also done some with VoiceOver. And in order to do VoiceOver, we use a program that's on my computer, and I do the voiceovers, and we record it just like an MP3, and then we upload that MP3 here to Animoto, and it plays just like music. And in fact, we usually have some music playing in the background behind my voice. And we use a program called Audacity for that. And Audacity is also free. And I'm just opening that up so you can see it. We're going to discard projects. Yes. Okay. So this is what Audacity looks like. And all I have to do to record my voice is hit this record button. And I can record everything I'm saying. And then I can play it back. I can turn it into an MP3. I can add another track to it. And I can have some music in the background. So this is not really difficult to do. And anybody can make very nice videos. So the most important thing about videos is that whatever audio you do use, you want to make sure it's clearly heard. So when you're messing around like I am today, sometimes you can't hear the audio very well. That's not a good thing. But I assure you, these videos sound really good. So if you are wanting to make videos and you're wondering how we do it, I do not want to save changes. This is what we use most of the time. Now, our web developer also does much more professional videos than what we can do on Animoto with all kinds of graphics flying in and out. And that's awesome too. But for those of you who are not going to pay someone to do professional videography, these short videos, and I'm talking, you know, this one's under a minute, 50 seconds, 30 seconds, shorter than a TV commercial. They don't need to be really long. Those are the kinds of videos that really hit home with folks. So I would encourage you to try Animoto and just see what it is. Just go to animoto.com, and there are other ones out there. This isn't the only one, but I find that this is the easiest interface for beginners to use. So you might want to try that. And then I also want to talk to you a little bit about franchise marketing, home care franchise marketing today. So let me go back to me. There I am. So the couple of things that come up when we talk to franchise owners. We do business with independent home care agency owners all across the country and franchise owners alike. And every franchise has different rules and regulations and different contracts that you have to sign in order to do business with them and things like that. And for you to be a franchise owner, of course, you have to follow certain rules and regulations. And we like to follow those rules too. So whatever, you know, so everybody's okay with everything that we do. So branding is really important. So if you own a home care agency franchise, one of the most important things, and one of the things that that franchise has worked really hard to do, is brand themselves in a certain way. So they want to make sure that they have control over the website and they have control over logos and how things appear and what content is out there. Sometimes some organizations are more, they regulate that more than others. Some are perfectly fine with whatever, as long as it's good content. And others like to, you know, make sure that someone at corporate office sees the content. And either way, that's okay. We work with franchises that are big, small, medium, and have all different kinds of wishes. For home care franchises, because we do not do, normally, we don't do website development for franchises because they already have a website. Some franchises want their folks to go out and get a website. It really depends. It's all over the map. But for the most part, we work with websites that are developed by the home care franchisor. And as long as those websites have the capability of blog posting, then we can work with those, and we do that. And we have worked with almost every home care franchise that's out there at this point. And some of them have been our longtime customers for years and years, and we love working with them. So just having said that, if you own a home care franchise, it is possible to do some online marketing. You just need to know what the rules and regulations are for your franchise. And that might be blog posting has to be a certain way, or when we log in to actually put up your articles, that you have to follow certain rules. And all of that's easily overcomable or manageable on both ends. So home care franchise marketing is one of those things that we take very seriously, and we really like working with all our franchises, and we want to do good business, not just for the franchisor, but mainly for our clients, and that's you. The guy on Main Street who's wanting their phone to ring, who is wanting those leads, who needs to make a living and feed their family. We completely understand that. So we try to help on both sides. So you need to have content no matter where you come from, whether you're a franchise owner or you're an independent home care agency marketing themselves. You got to have fresh content. You have to engage on Facebook. You have to engage and have an e-newsletter. You have to do all those things, not duplicate content. You make sure it's unique and fresh, and oftentimes participating all the time, actually, participating with us and sending in your company news. All those things are super important. So when you're a home care franchise or an independent home care agency owner, content is still king, and it's still where it's at. So make sure you have unique quality content and talk about yourself, talk about your company news, talk about all the things that matter in your local community. I was on the phone with somebody today who's an independent home care agency marketer, and that person asked me if it's okay. They're actually in Florida, and they asked me if it's okay to talk about hurricane preparedness, because in Florida, that's a big deal for home care agencies. And I said, absolutely. Whatever the news of the day is, if it pertains to you and the things that you teach your clients or the things that you share with your clients, you definitely want to write that up, put it on your website as an article or a blog post. Make sure it gets out to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, your e-newsletter, Pinterest, and everywhere else. We want to hear from you if you're our client. So make sure you get that content up there. It seems like it's just another thing you have to do, but that's never going to stop. Online marketing for home care is part of a whole marketing package. You have that in-person networking and you have the online marketing, and all of that should come together. In 2016, if you haven't heard that by now and you're hearing it for the first time, it really is true. You can't do just one or the other. You have to combine both in order to get the most leads and the most bang for your buck. So that's kind of what I have to say about that. I hope you will engage and do some videos. I hope you will try out Alignable. I really like the interface, and I like that it's super local. So I hope you'll try that. If you have any questions or any comments, or you need anything from us, call us at 888-404-1513, and George or I will answer your questions. Or you can comment below this video when it does go up on Facebook, and we will happily answer questions there. So that is it for me for today. I have to get to a Girl Scout meeting. So I will talk to you all next week on Wednesday if there's a specific topic you'd like us to cover or talk about. And people have submitted some comments that they would like to hear about certain things. We're happy to do that. Just let us know. And next week, we'll take a look at whatever it is that's on your mind. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.